Hello world, Kyle here with NimbleNoggin.io, and we're going to talk about the step in and step out buttons in this debug area when we are working with breakpoints. So normally when we would hit a breakpoint, and I do have one breakpoint up here in view did load of the NIO text field view controller, so then when we open the NIO text field view controller by hitting that row in the navigation table here, then we're going to hit this breakpoint. We've stopped the current execution of the program, and we are waiting for us to continue, step over, step in, or step out. So normally, if we continue, we'll just pass the breakpoint like nothing happened. We got a glimpse of what was going on in the current scope, and now the view controller is open. So what happens if we hit that same breakpoint again and step over? We know that we're just going to pass the execution of this one line, and we will continue to the next line of code. So maybe if anything changed, we could be monitoring it down here, but neither of these lines here are going to change anything. So we can just step over again, nothing will change, and we're at the end of the method. So all we have left to do is continue program execution. So now let's look at the step in and out buttons. Those are new. So here we are with our breakpoint right before the call of self.startAnimatingLabel. Now what if we wanted to see what was happening in that method without actually having to put another breakpoint down here like this? Well, you can do that with the step in button. So right before the execution of this method, we're going to step in. Instead of up here and stepping over that method, we're actually going to go into the execution of that method if we do have access to it. Sometimes when you call a method that's maybe a part of a private API, then when you try to step in, you will not be able to see the code or what's happening there. But since we do have access to this start animating label method, we have moved the current execution point to the first line in that method. And now we can continue program execution, or we can step over as usual. So I stepped over, we're on to the next line, step over one more time, we're at the end of the method. So let's continue program execution. So how do we use this step out of button? Well, before we can step out, we have to step in. So we're back at this original breakpoint. We're going to step in, where our execution point is at the first line of the start animating label method. So maybe at this point in time, we don't care what's going to happen in these two lines. We just wanted to pop into this method to see what was going on. But we don't really care about anything else other than the fact that we did hit this method. So we can step out of, and that will take us, and that will continue the execution past the scope of this method and back to where we were. Though where we were was on this line, we have actually run the execution of the start animating label method so that the execution point is now on the line below that. And let's just continue execution and get back to where we were. In the Swift Component Store, the best place ever. Thanks for watching.